Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Supriya Naika hosting this program. I welcome one and all for 81st episode of Creative Online Talks. Um, Creative. Cre means creativity, active means activeness. To be active, we need creativity. Knowledge Square is our tagline. Sharing of knowledge increases our knowledge. Creative is a group of people who are eager to gain new knowledge. Vision of Creative is to build constructive thinking on various domains. Our main focus on non-textual, non-academic, non-syllabus related concepts. And Creative is a platform for the speakers to present their views, reviews, discoveries, and many more. Every Saturday, around 3 to 4, we organize online talks on Zoom platform, and also we live stream our program on our YouTube channel, Creative GBD. Today's creative topic is adopting Ayurveda as a science of life. To present this, we have Dr. Vimarsha ma'am with us today. I call Afrin to introduce today's speaker. Over to Afrin.
Good afternoon to everyone. I pay my immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Vimarsha S. She has educational qualification in SSLC from Sri Vani Educational Center, Bangalore, and PUC from MSc College, Bangalore, and BAMS from Government Ayurvedic Medical College. Ma'am has pursued MD in Kaya Chikitsa from Sri Kala Bhairaveshwara Ayurvedic Medical College Hospital and Research Center in Bangalore in year 2022 from Ruggs University. She is a university rank holder who secured 7th rank for the subject Kaya Chikitsa in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health and Science and achieved Excellence Academic Award by different drug and companies. Ma'am, as a MD curriculum, worked on the disastration of hypothyroidism and its management through holistic approach of Ayurvedic and written various articles which are published in different journals also. Some of them are critical understanding of Kriya Kala in the World Journal of Parameciutical and Life Science, and a review article a compassion of Ayurvedic literature with the contemporary science on apasmara, polycystic kidney disease, and chorionic kidney disease and its Ayurvedic clinical successive story. She has also various papers and poster presentation like cardiac disease in Ayurvedic, its perspective and management at Global Ayurveda International Platform in March 2020, logical interpretation and importance of Nitya Sevanya, Ahad, and polycystic kidney disease and chronic kidney disease. Most of them are here. She has attended numerous conferences and webinars also, national and international webinars, mainly such as Charakastu Chikitsa, Triguna in the theory and practice, Swasta Vrita, and yoga, clinical nephrology and in Ayurvedic, pulmonary and COVID-19, all in year 2021. She successfully completed the online course offered by GALA and participated in various CME programs within the Bangalore and other cities. Ma'am also participated in free medical checkups and camps for the poor people in many villages at National Service Scheme Camp in year 2014 to 2018, Global Pink O Negative Health Breast and Cancer Awareness Program. She is also a NGO worker for the ecotherapy for special mentally challenged children by Bangalore Environment Trust and scribed for various blind students. It is my glad that we have such a versatile person along with us. We welcome you, ma'am. I welcome all the creative participants, Srinath sir and Supriya ma'am. Over to Supriya.
Thank you, Afrin. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. I first of all thank you, Srinath sir and Supriya ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to address you all regarding the topic of Ayurveda as a science of life. The first when I gave the topic, adapting Ayurveda as a science of life. So there were so many question marks arising from my seniors, doctors, and all. Do you consider it as a science of life or a perfect science of life? So I'm here uploading this topic to prove that Ayurveda is not a science of life. It is a science, it's a perfect and a complete science of life. So coming to the topic, can you see the screen online?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So the question is, what exactly is Ayurveda? So many people think, okay, this is just home medicines or home whatever they say, turmeric or garlic, ginger to be followed at home. So this is not like what is the actual Ayurveda. So it is a divine science of life. So here I'll be telling in the further talk. So it is a divine Ayurveda it is incarcerated from the Lord Dhanvantari, incarnation of the Lord Vishnu during the Samudra Mantana. So in the process. Now coming to the what is Ayurveda? So everything in this world now has come from, we all know that everything is about where we come from. So where we come from is from the nature. So the whatever the health or the illness or the disease conditions has to be invested by going back to the nature. So this Ayurveda, the central theme of Ayurveda is going back to the nature, because we have all evolved from the nature, and in terms of knowing ourselves, our body functioning, and the disease conditions and the healthy conditions, we have to go back to the nature and analyze it and implement in our daily life. So this is the main core concept of the Ayurveda I'll be dealing it with today. Now, what is the connection of human being with the nature? So we are a part of nature. So what is inside and outside of me is in the nature. So we all know that the man is a cosm of the microcosm of the universe. So whatever is present in the universe, that is Pancha Mahabhuta. So every matter in the whole universe is made up of Pancha Mahabhuta, and including our body, the human body is also made up of Pancha Mahabhuta, that is the sun, fire, water, etc. So this we can consider as whatever is inflicted or reflected in the nature is same as seen in our human body. So whatever the changes, I think here most of them are the scientists here. So they'll be knowing what is the Panchamahabhuta, the five elements of the universe, and how it works in the universe, and the same way that works in the human body as well. So that I'll be dealing here. So all the healing energy is in nature. So establishing the connection with the nature is a way to health. So health is mainly, we have to understand as we have to deal with the nature. So whatever the imbalances or the restoration has to be done by the implementing the nature, the whatever the rules and the formulations, whatever seen in the nature has to be same way has to be implemented in our lifestyles to restore our health. So the learning from nature is to restore the health. So this is the main core concept of the Ayurveda. It's just not just the nature, it has many basic principles which I'll be dealing further. So there are so many questions. There are other system of medicines. Western people always question: is this a scientific based medicine, or it is backed by a research? Is it a evidence-based medicine? Is it applicable to the current scenario? So we can see in our daily life, like even at home, we'll be experiencing it. So when we fall ill, the mother says, okay, you follow this, or if you get a cartoon on your hands or legs, apply a turmeric. But none of us follow. We all go for neosporin or that ointments as well. So, but whereas our parents or our grandparents, they have always emphasized on the homemade remedies first. That is how the Ayurveda has evaluated. But now, because the lack of knowledge among the people or the lack of awareness in the society, we are lagging behind this. And this has become the core concept for the other system of medicines to raise a voice against us. But we are no less than them. So this main concept here I'm bringing to you all is because we have to make Ayurveda as a mainstream of medicine in the whole world, in the society. So there are so many, because I've been worked in a modern hospital as well as an Ayurveda hospital. I know how they treat us. So it is like, okay, you are lower than us. No, we are not lower. We are the best in our own way. So they have their own specialized of medicines, but we have our own specialized of medicines. So I want the society to respect our own traditional system of medicine and come up with this. And this is why the talk is all about to reaching this Ayurveda to every home in the society. So the main questions we come across nowadays, it is really a scientific based research, or is a research done, and whatever the research done is, it is evaluated by the scholars, or it is a evidence based medicines. These are the common questions we come across in the society now. So for all these questions, so what does the common people think about Ayurveda? Is not, they just think, okay, it is not just herbs and leaves. So they think, oh, like ali patra ide adide. So that is not Ayurveda. It is not just implemented to the herbs or leaves, and it is not just the massages. We can come across so many in society have been experiencing it. So in so many beauty parlors or in so many spa, they all keep Ayurvedic massage. So this is not Ayurveda. This is not the authentic Ayurveda. I think this has to be taken by all the youngsters and the young doctors regarding this. So it is not just about the massages, and it is not just the beauty treatments as well. Okay, we come across our parlors also. Okay, we give an Ayurvedic facial, Ayurvedic parlor treatments or beauty treatments. This is not Ayurveda. So it is not just the detox or the de-stressful treatment. They say, okay, they'll go for a massage, they'll go for the so many external therapies to have a de-stress treatment, and that is not Ayurveda. So these are just for the commercial basis. The people are now adopting it as in a spa, as a Spanish spa or Thai spa massage, those things. So this is not really an Ayurveda. So this is what we have to understand, because I know here nobody is from the Ayurveda background, whoever is watching here. So this is not just Ayurveda. Okay, I just
Madam,
go through it.
what is the Panchakarma? Panchakarma is
I'll
Ayurveda
come
or
for
not?
it is Ayurveda. I'm coming to that point in the later slides. See, I'm just here, I'm implementing that. The people just, they think, okay, this massages is an Ayurveda. The herbs, whatever is available in the roadside, or that is Ayurveda. That is not Ayurveda. It is a part of Ayurveda. Whatever treatments, like whatever leaves or whatever trees or herbs we use, it as Ayurveda. That is a drug part. There is a raw drug, there's a mineral drug. So many drugs are there. With that combinations, we treat it. And Panchakarma, yes, it is a Shodhana karma. It is a purificatory method. I'll be dealing with the next slides. So coming to the Ayurveda, so Ayurveda, it has two words, that's Ayu as well as Veda. Veda, we all know that is a study. So Veda is nothing but a study, whereas Ayu is the science of life. So Ayu, we can consider as a Chetana Vritti, so whereas Chetana is the consciousness, and Anu is to follow, and Vritti is the work. So Ayu, we can consider as a life, our own life, or the lifespan of the human being, the one which follows the work of consciousness. So this study is nothing but the Ayurveda. Here, I want to mainly tell that Ayurveda not only deals with the diseases and illness, it gives the whole knowledge about the life, how from the day of birth until the death, even after the death, how we will be. So even we deals with so many of Purva Karma Vrita Vyadis also. So that we have a different approach of treatment for the Purva Vyadi Vrita Vyadis. So that is because of any Papa Karma we have done in the last life, also it will be implemented in this life. So it is not just the disease or the health conditions, it is just the whole of life. It mainly deals from the birth till the death. All the stages of life, what we go through is Ayurveda. So it is totally a study of the whole science of life. So what does Ayurveda stands for? So literally the Ayurveda means the science of life, as I told you. It is a science of body, mind, as a spirit. We call it as Sattva, Atma, Sharira. So it deals with the science of both Sattva, Atma, Manas, as well as the Indriyas. So it is a traditional and holistic system of medicine that addresses the body and mind. It is not confined to just a physical body. It is also confined to the mental, that is the mind, as well as the soul of the body. Here we, in Ayurveda, we give more predominance even to the Atma. So the Atma, Indriya, Sattva, those things. So, and it is a patient-centered medicine, enhancing the quality of life. So the whole system approach of Ayurveda promotes health, wellness, as well as the disease management. There any instance where the people say it is a slow acting. Definitely it is a slow because it takes time, because here our core concept of Ayurveda is different, where we tell that each of the dhatu will take place, like whatever medicines we give, and it takes time to reach until the deeper level of dhatus, and that's how it acts. But it is slow, but it is a complete system of medicines which roots disease from the cause. Like the cause of the disease is removed from the root itself. The disease, whichever the from where it is coming from, the Ayurveda focuses on removing the disease from the root of the disease. So it is also an individualized medicines. Here we just don't treat like how the Western system of medicines they see. So any patients come with a fever, they give paracetamol. But ours is not that type of a science. It is individual oriented. Here we analyze the prakriti of the patient, the sattva of the patient, his mental status, his physical status, his agni, that is the digestive power, his metabolism. Based on that, the individualized treatment plan is adopted in our science. So that is the uniqueness of Ayurveda. So that is very important here, because it is a patient and the individuals oriented system of medicines. Like in the other, as I told you, in the other science, they should say, okay, you got a cold, okay, cetirizine. You got a fever, you'll get a paracetamol. But here, that is not the way we treat the patients. So here, everything, all the 8 factors and the 10 factors, which I'll be dealing later. So these will be analyzed and will be implemented in our treatment protocol. So that is the beauty of our science. It is a patient-centered medicine. So, and also Ayurveda deals with the way of life, as I told you earlier. So coming to the history of Ayurveda, so it is originated in India about 5,000 years ago. So there is a significant medical content can be found in the Rig Veda, presumed to be originated in the 1500 BC, and it's also considered to be a part of Atharva Veda. So we have also considered as the 5th Veda. Ayurveda has the 5th Veda, that is a part of after the Atharva Veda, and the more of the instance and the teachings have been originated from the Atharva Veda as well. So coming to the since it's an older science, those days we used to get all the information about the disease or whatever, how our saints had analyzed that. They used to write in leaves and preserve it, and that is how the later part of the saints or people have they have stored it, and they have read it, and they understood and analyzed, and they have formed a book of Ayurveda. So we preferably, like in our study, we depend on the samhitas. So there is 3 main samhitas we mainly deal with.
Is voice audible to everybody? Madam, your voice is breaking.
No, it is not audible.
Dr. Vimarsha, can you check your correct?
Ma'am, disturbance is there, ma'am.
Voice breaking.
Dr. Vimarsha, can you just log out, log in? Some issue is there if you are online.
Maybe network problems.
Madam, just call mobile and intimate, madam.
Okay. Ma'am came. Ma'am, unmute, ma'am. Okay.
Can you
Now
see
audible.
the
Now audible.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Another device also exit.
Can you please accept the request now?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, I'll be just dealing. One second. Can I have the meeting ID, please?
1 minute.
Number
8952
8952
606
606
4520. 81 passcode.
Okay. I think there's an issue with the network. I'll just give a talk like that. I'll see if possible. I'll share the screen.
No, you
Okay.
send email to Supriya. She will share if possible.
I'm getting the passcode as incorrect.
Ma'am, if possible, you send me the PPT, ma'am. Or else you narrate it like that only.
Okay.
It's okay.
So that is how I was telling about the history of Ayurveda. So it is considered as a fifth Veda that's which deals with the knowledge of life. Coming to the origin of Ayurveda, so it has come from the Brahma, Prajapati, Ashwini Kumaras. From there, it has been through the Samudra Mantana process, where there was a rivalry between the demons and the god. So during that the process, there was a Lord Dhanvantari who originated from the Samudra Mantana, and during which I had actually picture of that, where the symbols of the Lord Dhanvantari was depicted. So that is how, like, from there the Ayurveda originated. During that process, there were so many things coming out, like a Visha and so many other dravyas coming out. And then the Lord Krishna, the Dhanvantari came with the Amrita Kataka. So with that, the origin of Ayurveda took place. How that is how, when the people were there were sufferings in the field during the war between the demons and the devils, and that when the Lord Dhanvantari originated and inflicted about the Ayurveda and importance. So usually the main symbols seen in the Lord Dhanvantari is the chakra. So here chakra, we can consider it as uh, a cyclic process. So this can be whatever the movements taking place in our body. We know that we come across so many dynamic movements in our body, like there'll be a digestion, the intestinal movement for the evacuation of the bubbles or the urine. So all these processes where the movements takes place, and that depicts in the chakra. So coming to the leech. So here leech is nothing but in Ayurveda, leech, that is it is a main part of the treatment. One among the Rakta Mokshana treatment we consider under Panchakarma. So leech therapy. Here leech, all know the leech is mainly for the it is for the sucking of the depurified blood. So it separates the depurified blood from the purified blood, and that is one symbol of Lord Dhanvantari, which says that the impure things has to come out of the body, and the purified things has to be in our body to maintain the health. So that is the concept of the leech therapy. That is Rakta Mokshana. I'll be telling you in the further. So then the conch, that is a shell. Here it is the enclosed space. The human body, we come across the so many cells and the how the nervous system, how the digestive system from the mouth till the anal part. These are come in the enclosed spaces. Here, the more of air quality, the elements, as I told you before, that the human body is the part and parcel of the universe. So whatever matter or the whatever the Pancha Mahabhutas is present in the universe, the same thing is depicted in our human body. So that is one concept. Here, the symbols of Lord Dhanvantari, you can go to the search in the Google later for the symbols if you want. So coming to the highlights of Ayurvedic medicine, it mainly deals with the prevention as well as the curative of the disease. So we have a shloka telling that it's a swastasya swasthya rakshanam. So swastasya is the healthy person. Swasthya is the maintaining the health. So maintaining the health of the healthy individual is also the main objective of Ayurveda. That we deal with so many regimes in our system. And coming to the swasthya rakshanam and aturasya vikara. So atura is a patient and the vikara is the illness. So overcoming or curing the disease conditions is also our objective of Ayurveda. So mainly we have two objectives of Ayurveda, that is swasthya rakshanam and aturasya vikara. So even being the healthy person has to follow so many. We just say, okay, we are healthy, we don't need to follow anything or nothing. So that there's nothing like that. Being a healthy person, we have to go through so many things to keep ourselves, our body healthy as well as active throughout our life. So like there is a various Shodhana procedure, that is a purification methods according to the seasons. So these are the main highlights of our system of medicine, that is Ayurveda. And it is also a conscious based approach to the health and well-being. Here conscious we can consider as an Atma. So this consciousness is first we have to know ourselves. We know the conscious is of two levels. One is at the subtle level as well as on the gross level. The gross level is whatever we are conscious now, and the subtle level, when we go in a state of sleep or in REM sleep, we come across the subconscious layer. So the both the conscious and the subconscious level of our consciousness acts in dealing with the health as well as the disease. So here we mainly approach both at the subtle level as well as the gross level, that is at the level of the conscious level as well as the subconscious level. So this is the by knowing ourselves or by knowing what we like and what we dislike, we plan the treatment in Ayurveda. So when we know, when a patient comes, like they are so many dislikes and likes will be there in terms of food. So few people likes, okay, this I don't like, this food I'm not aware of, like, but it is good for the person. So as a diet or as a diet practice for the medicines, we will be telling, okay, this person to follow this food. So but he doesn't like, and based on that process we just alter the process of the habits. Like it can be in a lifestyle as well as in the diet pattern. So it is a mainly a conscious oriented phenomenon, that is a system of medicine. It is not just aiming at the disease free state. It overall brings the health of a person from the mind at the Atma level, even the Sattva, Atma, Sharira, as well as the Indriya. At each level of the Indriya, these are the four components or the five components of our life. That is Sharira, Sattva, Atma, as well as Manas. So when all these three, four factors are in balance, that is how what is reflected as an healthy person. So this we are aiming at this. We coming to the other system of medicine, they say, okay, you got a fever, okay, we'll be treating to reduce the temperature. So that is not our system of medicines. We just we focus on all the system of medicine, like all the system of the body, at the from the mind, from to the body, as well as at the conscious level also. So this is one of the highlights of the Ayurveda. And here we come out to see balance in life. The pure balance comes out as a tridoshas. We call it as a three doshas in the body, which is mainly responsible for maintaining the healthy as well as the disease conditions. That is Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So you all might have heard about it. We'll be in a common language, we'll be telling, okay, nange pitta jasti hai, we have got pitta more. So this is the main concept, that component of the our sharira, that is tridoshas. So our whole of Ayurveda system, the treatment as well as the conditions, everything depends upon these tridoshas in the body. So, and also, as I told you before, it is an uprooted approach to each disease entity. It not just focuses on the subtle level, it just goes deep into it, from where the disease has been originated, from which factor the disease has been causing, and what is the symptoms the person is facing. From the root level, we'll be treating the conditions. So, and as a whole, it is a complete healing system of the medicine. So mainly, I have told you the core principles of Ayurveda, that is the universe as well as the man. So here, every individual is unique. Here, I have already told you about the individualized medicines, that is the individual-oriented medicines. So this is every individual is unique. We know that we all, I think you will be all be knowing that each of us fingerprints are different from one another. So even our system of medicines focuses on this. So each prakriti is different. So one can be, there is almost 8 prakritis like Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and the combination of 2 and the combination of 3. So this prakriti is differ from one person to another person. So each individual is different from, that is how we treat. But the other system of medicines, okay, they won't treat the same way. Whatever it is, you have a cold, you have a fever, or whatever symptoms you have, that is a common protocol. Okay, paracetamol, cetirizine, or the steroids, this is common, commonly they do. But our system of medicines, we are giving the medicines based on the prakriti of a person. That is the individual nature of the person. So how the person is. So based on that, our approach is the main uniqueness of our system of medicines. So here, we come across the Prakriti, Vikriti, Sara. Here we can, Prakriti, as I told you, it is a combination of the three doshas and the combination of 2 or the 3 doshas. And coming to the Vikriti, here the disease also, any imbalance in this, the tridoshas is where it causes a Vikriti in a person. So even that is also the same way. When the Vata is more, we give a medicines to combat that, to come in a normal way. When the Pitta is less, so when Pitta is less, we give a medicines to increase that Pitta. So when Kapha has again either decreased or increased, we again give medicines to come in a balanced state. So it is completely a balanced one. So with Vata, Pitta, Kapha, all the three doshas and the trimalas, okay, we call it as a urine, bubble, as well as sweat. These are the 3 malas in the body, and the Sapta Dhatus. So Sapta Dhatus, what we understand is a Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, like the muscle and the fat in the human body. These are all the Dhatus we considered as a Sapta Dhatus. So these three concepts has to be in the balanced state for to depict as an healthy person. So any imbalance, it can be a slight. So we do a permutation and combination. Either it is increased in this level or it decreased in this level. So when these 3 components are in the same level, that is when we call it as an healthy person. So our approach towards this is in this way. So like either the Vata is more, we give a medicines to combat it, to come in the balanced state. When the Pitta is down, we increase it. And when the Kapha is either increase or decrease, we make sure that it comes in a normal state. So that is the concept of Ayurveda. As I told you, the core components of the human body is Sharira, Sattva, Atma, as well as the Indriyas. So here, Sharira we can consider as a gross body, our body. So any changes in the doshas, in the trimalas, as well as in the trimalas as the Sapta Dhatus, that is depicted in the Sharira as any disease conditions. And coming to the Indriya, we can consider as a 5 sense organs. So the ear, the nose, the mouth, the taste, and the skin. These are the 5 senses and their inclination towards their objects. That is karma indriya as well as the gnana indriya. So that is also depicted in the healthy person. So we also mainly sure that like whatever purification like panchakarma procedures we undergo, you can feel the enhancement of the senses. Like when you are like the site can be, we have so many therapies like a Shirodhara, Tarpana Chikitsa. So these are all mainly focuses on the Indriya Prasadana. So what is Indriya Prasadana is it helps in the proper inclination of the objects towards the sense organs. So this is also one concept in the Ayurveda. So usually these things you don't come across in the other system of medicines. So, and we also focus on the manas. So as I told you, the Sharira is about the 3 doshas, that is Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And the same way, the manas is also have a 3 doshas, that is the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. You will be knowing, you'll be coming across the Sattvika Guna, the Tamasika Guna, the Rajasika Guna. So this is the Manasika doshas. Any infliction in this Manasika doshas will lead to a disease of the psychological diseases. So usually these 3 has to be also in a moderate level and the same level. So any either increase or in the decrease will also lead to any psychological disorder. So mainly here Sattva is the most predominant one. So here the Sattvika Guna has to be it is more spiritually connected, as well as it is more enhanced here, like for maintaining the psychological status of the healthy being. So this is the manasika doshas. So not only the sharirika doshas, not only the sapta dhatus, not only the trimalas, we also focus on the manasika doshas, that is the sattva, rajas, tamas. So we have see sattva vajaya chikitsa. So what is sattva vajaya chikitsa? Is a counseling. So it is not just counseling what the other system of medicines like a psychological counseling. It is not that way. We have in a different way. We adopt it in a different way according to the individual prakriti. So this is also Ayurveda also deals mainly even in the psychological conditions also. It has shown, like we have come across a COVID where so many people were psychologically so much distressed, and these we have overcome through our Ayurveda, Sattva Vajaya, Chikitsa, as well as Daiva Vipashya. This is one unique concept of our Ayurveda, that is Daiva Vipashya Chikitsa. Daiva Vipashya Chikitsa is mainly we deals with the mantra. We tell the patients to tell these mantras, like we can like Vishnu Sahasranama. In case of Jwara, we tell the patients to follow the Vishnu Sahasranama. In case of any psychological distress, Gayatri mantra. And there are so many researches we have done on this. You can Google it on the various journal, where it has shown a significant effect in the psychological status of the individual. Those who were in the low level of the psychological stress, they have overcome by doing the mantra patana, by wearing the various gems in the body, like rings and all. We have to each individual prakriti. We have also done the mani dharana. So those are the things we come across in the Daiva Vipashya Chikitsa. So it is like we focus even on the Sattva Vajaya Chikitsa, Daiva Vipashya Chikitsa, as well as Yukti Vipashya, based on our logical. Each individual doctor analyze the patients in a different way and they treat. So this is also the unique concept in our Ayurveda, which I have to tell you. So we also focus on the Atma. So Atma here, we know that it is of two types. It is Paramatma as well as the Jivatma. So Paramatma is our whole inner consciousness. So whenever the inner consciousness is at the perfect level, the external consciousness will be in a greater level. So here we mainly treat the patient to the Jivatma, not the Paramatma. So Jivatma is where when the patient is undergoing any psychological conditions or distress, when they are being so much distressed, in those conditions we give the Jivatma, like as I told you, the Daiva Vipashya Chikitsa, that will be influenced on the Atma level, at the Atma level. So in this way also the health can be restored in the diseased patients. So this is also the unique concept in our system of medicine, that is Ayurveda. So I told you about the Tridoshas. The balance between all this Tridosha, Trimala, as well as the Saptadhatus and also the Manasika doshas. These all, so many factors should be in a balanced state to call it as a health, as a good health in a person. So how do we achieve this? So how do we achieve all these healthy status in our life by adopting the Ayurveda? So we have so many concepts like a dinacharya, a daily regime. So we tell the persons to get up in the Brahmin Muhurta. So Brahmi Muhurta, it is like we have this doshas based on the age also we have a predominancy. Like at the stage of the birth and till the adolescent age, it is a kapha prakriti. When the kapha dosha is at the predominant level, when the person is at the in the mid age, that is when the pitta is predominant. That is, pitta dosha is predominant in between the middle age. So in the older ages, the vata dosha is predominant. So what is this concept? And according to age wise, is when the usually in children we come across so much cough, rhinitis. These symptoms is because the kapha dosha is predominant in those kids. So our treatment approach should be to lessen those kapha dosha in the children. So that is how the individual oriented is. When we just don't give the medicines to the adult the same as well as for the children the same. So in children or in the young child, here kapha dosha will be more. So that is a predominant because of the age factor. Also, the kapha dosha is a predominant age, and our system of medicines we will be focusing on reducing the kapha dosha. In the middle ages, we come across so much of stresses, so much of psychological stresses, and you can see the hormonal changes like acne, pimples. Why it is prominent among the young as well as the mid age? Because the pitta dosha is predominant in during this age time period. So in the Vata dosha, that is in the old age period, like in the old age, we come across so many neurological conditions like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, the loss of memory, and there'll be loss of in the movements, also movement disorders. These are all the Vatika disorders. Like we come across so many joint pains, like a knee joint pain, rheumatoid arthritis. So these are because the old age are more prone for they are more prone for Vataja disorders because their Vata dosha is at the predominant level. So this has to be followed by balancing the doshas based on the age. So here we have to adopt it by following certain regimes like a dinacharya. So dinacharya, I told you, you have to get up in the morning. So morning, we have a time period throughout the day. Also, there is a predominance of the doshas. Like in the madhya, like around 10 to 12 o'clock, it is the pitta dosha is predominant. So here we'll be coming across so many of gastric symptoms. Those symptoms will be coming across. So vata is predominant in the night. So here mainly we come across so many cold-like symptoms or the joint pain-like symptoms. So this is how we also divide the doshik based on the day analysis also. So Rutacharya is nothing but the seasonal regimes. We have a Shadrutus, that is Vasanta, Grishma, Sharad, Varsha, Hemanta. Here, in our system of Ayurveda, for each seasonal changes, we give us different regimes. So in the winter, how we have to follow our regimes to during the winter, the Vata dosha will be more. So they have more people are more prone to the Vatika disorders like the dryness of skin or any coldness. So these are more predominant in the winter season. You have come across the seasonal changes also, like you're more prone to like wheezing or rheumatoid arthritis in the winter season. That is because of the Vata dosha is more prominent in that. So based on our Rutacharya, that is by following the certain foods or certain lifestyle modifications, we tell it in each season. So which has to be followed to maintain the normal health. So, and also we have a unique concept called Rutu Shodhana. So here, during the Grishma Rutu, that is Grishma Rutu is nothing but this summer season, here there'll be more of Kapha dosha. So our system of medicines, by the inducing the vomiting therapy, that is one among the Panchakarma therapy, we make the doshas to pacify it. Like we pacify the doshas in a normal level so that in the further seasonal changes, they are not prone for any other diseases. This is very much adaptable to the even the normal healthy persons. They usually undergo so many regimes like Vamana, Virechana. There is a loose motion treatment in certain seasons. By this, the chronicity or the more chronicity of the diseases can be reduced, and also even if we are inflicted with the disease, the symptoms or the conditions can be lessened. So the prone, even the pro will be more prone, but by following these regimes, like seasonal regimes, we can maintain the health and a normalcy and without causing any further distress in the body. Like in COVID-19, we have come across like even in the healthy people, even they have been inflicted with the COVID. So by following certain regimes like the Rutu Shodhana, which I told that is a purificative method in according to each season, by following that, the symptoms or the severity will be reduced. So that is how we have focused here. So, and next is the diet and the lifestyle modifications. Our diet is completely based on the each individual prakriti. So for the Kapha dosha person, we usually tell them to avoid the more of Guru Ahara, like the heavy foods, like the oil items, like the fried items. So to each individual prakriti, we have a diet modifications and the lifestyle modifications as well. So what the person like in the old age people or so and kind, we usually tell them to avoid the dry foods. So those things we just avoid, and we also tell the patients to avoid eating curd in the night, and having a day sleep is to be avoided. So based on each individual, we give a diet recommendations also and the lifestyle modifications. That is also one uniqueness in our Ayurveda. And coming to the Shamana Aushatis, that is the drug therapy in our Ayurveda. This is very important one. Here it is not just the herbs. We everyone think okay, sop kodtare and whatever in kodtare. Patra kodtare anta. That is not just medicines of Ayurveda. Here we give so many herb combinations, the dry powders. It can be in a different forms, like we give it in a juice form, we give it in a kashaya form, we give it in a powder form. So that is very unique to each individual again. So for one person, we may give the powder in a powder form. For the other patient, we'll give it in a kashaya form. So that is based on the person's prakriti and the person's disease conditions, and based on that, we will be given the preparations like a drug medicines. So it is not just confined to the herbs; it is also even the mineral compounds is also used here, like the gold, silver, aluminium, zinc oxide, and many we have come across the we as a Ayurveda doctor, we have come across like these mineral preparations to be avoided in a patients because there'll be so much of side effects on the kidney. So definitely no, because we don't give just a gold from here and we just purify it and just we don't give that way. So it is like we undergo so much of process of in purifying the gold. Even just the gold, we go through a process called Basmikarana. So this Basmikarana is the fumigating, like the solid form is brought to a very minute particles. This minute particles has a capacity to go through our body to each individual cells, to every corner of the nook and corner of our body, these Basmikaranas. So all the mineral products or all the mineral drugs will be undergone through the Basmikarana as well as the purification therapy. Only then it is administered to the patient. Definitely it doesn't have any side effects. This is one concept and so much of in the society that these mineral compounds, it has so many side effects on the kidney, liver, and all. Definitely no. We'll go through so much of purification, not just the one time. It like 5 times, it will be 7 times, it will be 14 times, it will be 21 times. This Basmikarana, I think in further, I'll be telling you about the process of it. Through this, we'll make sure that it goes to a minute level, that is the nanomedicines. You'll be all knowing about the nanomedicines, that is the minute particles. Our concept is also, this was told so many long years ago, that is 5,000 years ago itself, the nanomedicine was there in Ayurveda. So now the people are doing so much of research in nanomedicines, in nanotechnology, the compounds acting as a nanotechnology. But this was so many, it was already written 5,000 years ago in our Samhitas, that is the Ayurveda system of medicines book. So this is one unique concept. So based on that, we give the mineral preparations also. So, and also the Panchakarma. So I could see a person raising a question about Panchakarma. What is Panchakarma? So Panchakarma is, Pancha is 5. So this 5 is nothing but the Vamana, Virechana, Nasya, Rakta, Mokshana, as well as Basti. So what is Vamana? Vamana is inducing the vomiting. So vomiting here, the doshas, usually the Vamana is mainly predominantly indicated in the Kapha dosha disorders. When the person is having asthma conditions, and one person is obese, any metabolic disorders like the diabetes, hypertension, in those cases we go for inducing vamana, that is the inducing the vomiting therapy. And they say have seen so many patients, like when we make the patient undergo these treatment, they said we are already undergoing dehydration, our electrolytes will be imbalanced. Definitely no. This is because we follow this inducing vamana in a classical way, that first we give a ghee preparations. So every morning for 3 to 5 days, we give a ghee preparations, so that what does it do is it will cause the all the doshas to come in the throughout the from the all the external factors to the stomach, and from there we either by inducing the vomiting or inducing the loose motion treatment, we purify the body. So all the toxic chemicals in every nook and corner of the body will come to the stomach through various our classical process. Like we'll be giving the ghee for few days, that before we'll give the so many digestive drugs and all to increase our appetite. So based on that, we induce the vomiting, and by that the all the toxic materials and all the toxins accumulated in the body will come out through that, and also through loose motion. That Virechana is nothing but the loose motion treatment. Here also we bring all the toxins in the body into the stomach, and from there we'll be removing it through the loose motion process. So it is almost takes around 3 to 4 days or the 7 days, depending on the each individual again. So this is the 2 types of chikitsa. And Nasya chikitsa. So Nasya chikitsa is nothing but the instilling the medicines either in the oil form or in the powder form into the nostrils. We know that nostrils, it is a gateway to the brain. So any neurological conditions or even the hair fall or any like the ENT conditions, the upper body disease conditions, there Nasya karma, that is the nasal therapy, works the best. So even for your hair, for any neurological conditions or any pain in the cervical spondylosis, those conditions, Nasya treatment works the best. And coming to the Basti Chikitsa, So Basti Chikitsa is mainly indicated for the Vatika dosha. So Vata dosha, here it is an enema treatment. So enema is through the rectum. We will be giving in the two forms we'll be giving. One is the oil formed medicine preparations into the rectum, and the other form is the either in the decoction form. So this is the Basti Chikitsa, and we tell that Basti Chikitsa is the complete therapy. So by any person undergoing one time a Basti Chikitsa, he will live a lifelong, he will be healthy for a longer time. So because it removes the all the doshas, all the toxin, whatever accumulated from the toe to the head, it removes through the motions. So that is the enema treatment. This is a very important in our practice in Ayurveda. So we usually go undergo Virechana Karma. So we will be advising the Basti Karma, that's the enema treatment, is really the best. I have so many case reports also. If anyone wants, you can go through it. And coming to the other treatment is the Rakta Mokshana. So Rakta is nothing but the blood, and the Mokshana is the removing the impurified blood from the body. So this we have so many process, like we do it through the leech therapy. So leech is mainly meant for removing the unpurified blood from the body from the purified blood. And this Rakta Mokshana usually any like the blood disorder conditions, like we can say like Raynaud's phenomena, those conditions, like in the lower part of your leg, you'll be having a discoloration, even the gangrenous conditions, necrosis conditions. In those cases, we advise for the leech therapy, where the impure, because of the impure blood, there are so many diseases causing. And with this Jalauka, that is a leech therapy, I think you'll be knowing this through the pictures and all, people putting up pictures on the Google and all. So this leech therapy, even for the baldness, that's alopecia, also we make a Jalauka treatment. That's a leech therapy. Whenever you have a baldness over here, we put a leech for it, so that the circulation will not be proper because of the impurified blood. And by the leech therapy, because by removing the impurified blood, the blood circulation increases, and to whichever part of the body we have applied, there the circulation level will increase. And when the blood circulation level is increased by the purified blood, and definitely all the circulation over the each cell, body, everywhere, that circulation process will be at the optimum level, thereby restoring the health. So this is the Panchakarma. So this Panchakarma is not only for the disease condition, even in the healthy person also we adopt it. As I told you, that is the Ritu Shodhana, like in the Grishma, that is the during the summer season, we tell the patients to undergo the Vamana treatment. And during the winter season and during the Sharat Ritu, we tell the patient to undergo loose motion treatment. So these are the main, it is for the maintaining the overall health of the patient. So this is very important. I request you all to experience this once in your lifetime, either the Vamana therapy or the Virechana therapy or the Basti Chikitsa, that is the enema treatment. So you can yourself know the difference, how you feel in the body. You will be having so much of inclination of your sense organs will be good. Your mental clarity will be good. So many things we have experienced it, and even the patients, we have seen so many patients undergoing these kinds of treatment. So that is also a very good one. So, and another unique concept is the Rasayana Chikitsa, that is the rejuvenation therapy. So this rejuvenation therapy, usually, that in the body, there will be oxidative stress releasing many free radicals. These free radicals is nothing but the poisonous materials in the body. So these free radicals will cause you early aging. So those things, by the help of the Rasayana Chikitsa, this Rasayana Chikitsa also includes the purification method, as well as the medicines which act as an antioxidants. Thereby, the free radicals will be lessened in the body. Our body is also a chemical structure where there will be nitric oxide will be dispersed to form a nitric oxide, nitrogen as an individual compound, and the oxygen they get dispersed. And that dispersed elements will considered as free radicals will cause so many disease conditions in the body. And for that, we adopt a Rasayana Chikitsa. And not only this, for the we also follow the Sadvrita Palana, that is Sadvrita and Achara Rasayana. This Achara Rasayana and the Sadvrita Palana, Sadvrita is the goodness. So how we have to live our life in a good way. So we have to respect our elders, we have to whatever regimes we have to follow every day. So how we have to do the puja to the god. So those things comes under the Rasayana Chikitsa, that is the Achara Rasayana and Sadvrita Palana. Here, by this also the Manasika doshas will be come in the equal level, and thereby living a good health. So this is also one unique concept in our Ayurveda system of medicines. And also I told you about the Sattva-Vachara Chikitsa, that is the counseling therapy. We have a different way of counseling therapy, and Daiva Vipasha Chikitsa is the because of Daiva, whatever we are undergoing in our lives, all because of Daiva. I know everyone of us believe in Daiva, that is God. So based on the by the help of the God, like a treatment, like a spiritual kind of treatment, we adopt the Daiva Vipasha Chikitsa. As I told you earlier, the mantras like a Gayatri mantra or Vishnu Sahasranama, those things, and the gems we tell, according to each individual, we tell the person to take this gems and use this gems and all. So that all comes under the Daiva Vipasha Chikitsa. We'll do a homa. So why homa is done? So you will just think, okay, homa is done for, okay, somebody is telling to do us because we have doshas in our astrologically, we have some doshas in the body. No, this for the homa we'll be using the Ayurveda herbs itself. I think many of you might have observed. So what Ayurveda, those things have an antibacterial effects, antiseptic effects. Based on that, the whole environment will be purified. During the COVID time, we have come across in so many fumigation therapy in the hospitals, in a modern hospital. You even if you are home, they BBMP people used to come and do it. Instead of that, we could have followed our own homa therapy, that is by doing a homa or just lighting the fire with the herbs. Though, by that, all the environment in the across the air, whatever the air droplet infections or whatever infections in the air, all those things can be avoided by doing that. So it also has a very scientific background. So the homa is not just doing homa and for your mental peace or nothing. So it also has, by inhaling that fumes of the homa, even your respiratory tract will get purified. So the breathing process also increase, the oxygenation level will increase, and the deoxygenated gases formed in the lungs will be reduced. So this is all the concept of Ayurveda. This was way back told in 5,000 years ago, and we are now implementing in the other way. I just want you all to understand this concept. This was told much earlier before. The homa, the fumigation, whatever it is following now, whatever we are following now. So that was so much told before. So I request you all to believe in our own system of medicine, that is Ayurveda, and make the society also make our science as the best one in life. So this is the treatment approach we come across. I wanted to show so many pictures, the treatment, how we follow the Vamana, Virechana, Nasya and all. And because I'm not able to share the screen, but I'll share the PPT with the Supriya madam, so you can come across how the treatment works. And apart from that, we have a Bahya Chikitsa, that is called an external therapy. So you have come across the Shirodhara. So Shirodhara is why we do Shirodhara, is that there a point called Negma here. So by pouring the oil, like from the distance, many of you from the physical background will be knowing the quantum energy and the energy at the velocity at which the fluid is made to fall. So that will activate the centers in your brain. There are so many centers in the brain, like a respiratory center, speech center, so many centers. These all gets activated. So this is one of the so many external therapy we follow in our Ayurveda, that is Shirodhara. So Udvartana is nothing but a powder massage. So this is mainly indicated in these stula persons, like the obesity. So by following the Udvartana process, like almost the inch losses and the weight fat cells will be burned. So that is also one process. And we have come across so many new osteo, like a bone condition, so bone related condition like degenerative conditions, by doing a basti called Janu Basti. Janu Basti is nothing but pouring the oil around your knee joint and the pouring your oil around the cervical joint. These will all have an impact on the cervical spondylosis, osteoporotic changes, osteoporosis, arthritis conditions. For these things, these external therapy works the best. And also Dhara, we say Takra Dhara. So Takra Dhara is nothing but the buttermilk, pouring the buttermilk preparated medicines on all over the body. So this is considered as a Rukshana therapy in our science. By that, there are so many significant health benefits by following these things. So Abhyanga, so massage, I've told you before, like we have come across so many massages. People will be telling massages. They just, I don't know what kind of oils they use in the spa or something. But here we have an oil specific, that is a drug medicine prepared oils for each disease conditions. So whatever I advise you to apply the oil over your body, that will not be the same for the other persons. So that is the uniqueness of the Ayurveda, that is Abhyanga. So every day we have to do Abhyanga. So the blood circulation, the purification of blood will be increased, and even the vasoconstriction, we call it as a vasoconstriction, and the vasodilation process for the proper flow of blood. For all these process, we advise the Abhyanga also process. So there are so many process like external therapy also, apart from the Panchakarma, the external therapy, and we have the medicinal therapy in the forms of herbs, herbal mineral preparations, Rasayana Chikitsa, I have told you, that is antioxidants, the antioxidant drug preparations. These it acts in a very different way in each disease conditions, and it is an individual oriented again. So for one person, whatever medicines we give, it is different from the other. And also, first, as soon as the patient comes to our OPD, first we analyze the patient as a whole. So first we will our usually the modern doctors, you go, or the whatever, they just ask you, okay, what symptoms you have, and they give you a medicines. But our process is not like that. We take minimal 1 hour to discuss the patient, about to know their prakriti. We have a prakriti assessment chart also, like for how is a person, how is the build of the person, how is the thinking of a person, and how the person has food, and how is its lifestyle. Based on that, we come to the conclusion of a prakriti of that patient, and then we analyze the prakriti of the disease. And by the analyzing both these, we disease the disease, we plan the treatment protocols. So that is the uniqueness of Ayurveda. So I'm talking about. There's so many, like given the beauty treatment also is very much in here in Ayurveda. Like we have a lepa chikitsa. There is the we have come across the face packs and all. They'll tell you to apply for 1 hour, 2 hours. No, actually, according to our science, it is just for unless the whatever lepa you have applied, actually until it becomes dry. Only after that it becomes a toxic again. So these are very unique concepts in our system of medicine, that is Ayurveda, which is totally different from other system of medicines. So I want you all to experience this once in your life for improving your health, for improving your quality of health. And mainly, this is what I wanted to tell about. So there's so many other therapies also, like I wanted to show pictures, but because I couldn't share, maybe you will not be having a complete imagination of what kind of a treatment it is. So you can contact me if you want any further for any queries or anything. So as a whole, I want to tell you that Ayurveda is not just the medicine. It is a science of life. It deals with everything about life, from the day you're born, the day how you lead your life, how you have your food, how your lifestyle, you bring about your changes in your lifestyle, how everything is Ayurveda, how everything is about the science of life. So even the spiritual, it is also connected with the spiritual knowledge also. We have tens of spirituality also in our Ayurveda, yoga. So yoga is also a part of Ayurveda. We have so many, for each disease conditions, we have a different asanas we recommend for the patient to follow, and yoga, meditation. So on a whole, Ayurveda is a complete system of medicines. It is a complete and the truest science of life. So by this, I want to conclude it. So if any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Since
Just
I just want to apologize because I could not connect my screen because there are so many pictures. I think that would have given a better idea to understand what is Ayurveda and what is our science of life. So I all request you all to believe in our own tradition system of medicine and in the further days also. So that is all I want to request.
tell me about surgeries, ma'am. How you operate the human for the diseases. English medicines and anesthesia, we all know about those things. But how Ayurveda is?
Here, surgery, I'm not from the surgery background, but first the surgery was done in the Sushruta Samhita. We have come across like how first, in the first year of our medical science, we come across the dissection process. That was first told in the older science in the Sushruta Samhita, that how here nowadays we preserve the dead body in a formalin and those things. But previously it was stored in so many Ayurvedic drugs or Ayurvedic preparations in a liquid forms. That is how they stored it, and that is how they studied it. So here in surgery in Ayurveda is not much advanced because we take an help of the other system of medicine, that is the allopathy, like for anesthesia or kind. But we have a very good like Shara Sutra is one, like for hemorrhoids conditions or the piles, For those things, we have a Kshara Sutra as a surgical process. We have a both minor surgical methods as well as the major surgical. But now it is not much advanced here. Like the basis is same. So whatever the modern people, whatever they're following, the surgery is from the base of whatever Ayurveda has told. So they have much improved their system by adopting so many technologies, everything. But yes, we do have surgeries, like but not in that way. So we just take the help of the modern science for conducting a surgery.
Ma'am, and another question, how homeopathy is different from Ayurvedic? Is there means any difference is there? People think that homeopathy and Ayurveda is one and the same.
Definitely no. So one is MBBS will be knowing, that is the Bachelor of Medical Sciences, that is complete. Ayush is different. So Ayush, so A stands for Ayurveda. So Ayurveda, our whatever I've told you till now, that is Ayurveda. U stands for Unani. So Unani, they have a different, their form of medicines is in the Urdu form. Our Ayurveda is in the Sanskrit form. So whatever our saints have written, it is in complete purest Sanskrit form. We study all this 5.5 years plus 3 years. We studied in Sanskrit. We have analyzed. It is in the shloka form as well. We have analyzed the shloka, and that is Ayurveda. So it is mainly completely the system of the mode of communication is completely Sanskrit. So U stands for Unani. So they have a different system. S stands for Siddha. Siddha is almost related to Ayurveda in terms of the herbs medicine preparations. Siddha as well as homeopathy is completely different. That is a Germany originated system of medicines. Our Ayurveda is completely an Indian system, Indian traditional system of medicines. So usually homeopathy, I have as far as I've come across, it is a steroid based medicines in a minute form. They give all the medicines in a very minute dosages. So that is how it differs from Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is different, homeopathy is different, Unani is different, as well as the Siddha is different. So these are other forms of medicines. So Ayurveda is our Indian system of medicines.
Okay. Any questions from participants? Okay. Sir, ask the question, Narahari sir.
Madam, I have the few questions.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the normal person can do the lifestyle? That is in the morning, what type of the food it is the better to take? That is number one. Second thing is the morning, some people are telling you take the honey with water, honey with the lemon, and so many things are taking place. So what is your views and suggestion on the lifestyle of
I
the
already told you about Ayurveda. It is an individual based medicine. So we give you a normal general lifestyle modifications. We give to all persons, like get up in the morning, early morning, get up in the early morning and do this, follow these food habits. But again, it is an individual oriented. So for you, if I have to advise, it will be based on seeing your prakriti, by analyzing your quality, by seeing your build of, based on that, we plan our treatment. Based on that, we give a diet plan. So for each individual, it differs. There's nothing like it is, but general, normally we say, okay, you have to get up in the morning around 4 to 6, and you have to do exercise until you get a sweat in the forehead. So many, I want to tell this for the youth among the youngsters now. Even the recent so many heart attacks and the vyayama. This vyayama we has to be done until we get the sweat in the forehead. Until that level we have to do, and not more than that. We see so many people working out for 2 hours, more than 2 hours. This is definitely not. This is definitely wrong, very wrong to be followed in life. So for each individual, again, I told you the diet changes, the diet plan changes. So when you are an obese person, we tell you to follow honey water. Yes, honey water, you asked me about the question. So honey is the basis in Ayurveda. For every medicines, we prescribe it with honey. So any powder form, we give it with honey. For your cough, we give a powder that is chuna with honey. So honey we consider as a lekana. So lekana is nothing but a scraping of the fat materials. So this fat materials is scraped out by having the honey water, and definitely for obese person, honey water is recommended. But honey plus lemon is definitely not indicated, and honey with hot water is also not indicated. So we call it as an Vishadravya. So it is like the combination of certain food particles is poisonous in your body. So with hot water and adding honey to hot water is definitely, it is a viruddha ahara. So that is what we call viruddha ahara. That is hot water with honey is not recommended. So with the warm water, you can have honey, and depending upon your nature of the body, if you are obese, you can have a honey water, and lemon with honey is not recommended, sir. And for again, for each individual, we give you how much liters of water to be taken, and everything. Again, it is based on the individual person. So for as a normal, you can have honey water. Even for increasing your energy level is madhu udaka. We call it as madhu, or madhu, as well as udaka is water. So we usually recommend. And hot water with honey is dangerous, so it has to be avoided.
I have got one more small query. See,
Yes.
nowadays so many Ayurvedic medicines are coming. The
Yes.
Dabur is giving so many companies. But
Yes.
the purification of the Ayurvedic medicine, what they are giving earlier, whether
Yes,
it is the same thing is equivalent or some accelerated mode they are doing, and all this some repercussion effect what we are seeing
Okay.
nowadays.
This comes under the research in Ayurveda. That is standardization of drugs. There are few companies which usually Dabur and all. I don't think so. It is very much recommended a company or brand, because usually they give you the dosage like 50 grams of this medicines to be added. Definitely they won't be a 50 grams, and they will not undergo any chemical testing or the physical testing. Usually these companies don't go, and usually when we prescribe a medicines, we recommend the patient to take from this pharmacy, like a Papeshwar, Himalaya. So these, we have a trust in that, and that will be, there are so many research steps we follow, that is standardization of drugs. They'll do a physical testing, chemical testing. Based on that, we recommend. So that is how it is. So usually Chyawanprash and all, now usually all people, they say there's so many drugs which is not available, which has become very extent. They say they have added this drug, but definitely there won't be. So usually we recommend certain pharmacy, and we believe in certain brands. Based on that, we advise the patient to take from that band of medicines. So Chyawanprash, whatever you take from the Dabur is very different from whatever you take it from the Himalaya or from the Doodh Papeshwar. So each pharmacy differs. Again, we have a certain protocol, like a standardization of drugs. So will be having like this works the best, and this brand is good. So based on that, we usually recommend the patients here.
Okay. Any more questions? Girish, sir?
I want to concentrate also for the immunity. Ayurveda is the best. So, like in COVID times, we have come across so many research has been done as Ayurveda, like medicines acting the best way. Definitely for improving your ojas, we call it as an ojas in the body. So ojas is nothing but the immunity in the body. So for that, we have so many good medicines, which again based on the individual, we recommend it. So I usually say from the childhood, so Ayurveda has to be adopted from the children itself. So in future, the toxicity or the severity of the disease conditions will be lessened.
Ma'am, for normal start the day, for all general, any tips for us from your side? General tips.
Okay. We call whatever I told you about the Nasya therapy, that is the nasal therapy, that we can follow it every day also. We call it an Thaila, by name Anu Thaila, or even the coconut oil is also fine. Just smearing your inner part of your nose with the oil is a very good for any allergic conditions or any respiratory conditions. It is very good, and even for the overall health also. Just smearing the we also have the measurement, like the tip for each individual, it is again different. So the tip of the your forefinger has to be dipped in the oil, and whatever the quantity you get it has to be smeared. So with the normal coconut oil, you can follow it. So all the infective conditions or the allergic conditions, the normal fever, those things can be avoided by following this. This is called as a Pratimasha Nasya therapy. That's Pratimashas every day will be following it. The Nasya therapy where I told you about the Panchakarma. So this is one treatment, and even for any, you have to go for the oil pulling also. With the normal coconut oil, just you can do it indirect heat, by indirectly heating it and going. The oil pulling is just keeping it in your mouth and just like a gargling one, and one gargling for 2 to 3 times, and one for keeping the oil pulling is keeping in your mouth for a few minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes. It is very good, coconut oil. So this I can tell. And generally it depends, again, depends on the individual. And normal everyday abhyanga has to be done with normal coconut oil again, or the tila taila, whatever, castor oil and the mustard oil. Those things you can go for the abhyanga. Everyday abhyanga has to be done. Why? Because the bulkiness of the mouth and the bulkiness of the muscles will be reduced, and even the strength will be increased, and even the more prone of skin issues will also be lessened. So these are few of the daily regimes you can follow.
Ma'am, Yellende and castor oil, these two are usually we used to take massage. For whom it is more preferable? What type of oil is preferable for massage, ma'am?
Normally, we recommend coconut oil, narikela taila anta. We call it as a narikela taila. So coconut oil is very much recommended to each one. So based on your body prakriti again, when you have a more heat in your body, then definitely tila taila, that is the same oil, is avoided. So castor oil, again, depending on the condition, we can give. So for normal, regularly for doing at home, you can go for coconut oil, which is very good. So if your body is more heat or something, then tila taila, that is the castor oil, has to be avoided because it is more heat promotive. So again, it depends.
Ma'am, some tips about food habits, daily food habits. Some articles I have seen, taking heavy food in the morning is not good. Like that, give the pattern of food habits, ma'am. How much, what time? Like intermediate fasting is more interesting now. All people are adopting that one. That gives some spotlight on it.
Okay. Coming to the food habits, usually we have to start our day, our food with the Madura rasa. We have a 6 tastes. Like for first, we recommend the person to have Madura. So whenever you are having a food with a sweet, first you are advised to take a sweet, and then the other food has to be taken. Usually, the concept now in the youngsters and the lifestyle we have come across, usually after having food, they go for a dessert, having a dessert. So that is completely wrong according to Ayurveda. So first, Madura rasa is indicated. So morning. And you should not change your whatever you are following the diet pattern from your childhood, that has to be continued. Nowadays, when people get the sugar or diabetes, usually they go for the other, they go for millets, they go for barley, those things. Those things has to be avoided. When you have eaten rice from your childhood, there is no necessity for you to change the rice pattern. Whatever disease is there, even you have a sugar, even you have a BP, even you have an heart problems, rice should not be avoided. So because we are satmya to that, we call it as an accustomization. So the satmi karana, so we are that has become satmya to our body. So once you are started with rice in your from the childhood, I request you, even if you have got a BP, when you have got a sugar, don't change it. You can follow the same pattern. So usually morning breakfast should be in a good level, because there will be a digestion process in our the night process. Digestion will be completely different, so there'll be long gap. So as soon as the morning, your food should be a good. So there's even a gade in Kannada, Rajas tar tinbeku belige tindi anta. So it's the same way. You should have a complete balanced nutritious food. Okay, usually sprouts is very much dangerous to the body. So sprouts, usually people will have a sprouts and this molke karu and all, that is usually not indicated. That is because it will cause many of the joint disorders. So usually that is not recommended. Completely whatever you have, chapati, dosa, in a moderate quantity. Whenever and whatever you're having, it should be like, you should not eat too fast, not too slow. You should be having it peacefully and to the level like where you feel the satisfaction. Okay, I'm done with this. That much quantity to be taken. Again, for each individual, it is different. So some people will be like, oh, jasti beko ansade, but I'm not. I'm putting on weight. I should avoid it. And definitely no. So how much ever your appetite is, how much ever you have got your appetite, how much you're satisfied with your appetite, those quantity of food is really very necessary. So that is one. And coming to the afternoon, as usual, usually rice to be avoided in the night. Again, the carbohydrates and there'll be variations in the sugar levels in the body in the night time. So usually we recommend the people to have rice in the afternoon. So coming to the night, diet should be very light, very light, and there should be a gap between your food and the bedtime. At least minimum 2 hours of gap should be there. So 1 to 2 hours a gap between the food time as well as the bedtime. So this is very important. Usually we just have food and immediately we'll run to sleep. So this is not recommended. This I can tell. And day sleep to be avoided. Usually the housewives and people will come across like immediately after having lunch, they'll sleep. Definitely it has to be avoided. Only when your sleep is disturbed in the night, then you can take a nap of 45 minutes. So we have very specifications. We have like one mandala kala. So one mandala is nothing but 45 minutes. We have to take a nap for 45 minutes if you have a disturbed sleep. So these are few recommendations. So day sleep to be avoided. So you have, if you want to exercise, it should be not like for 1 hour, 2 hours. I go to gym in the morning, I go to gym in the evening, I go for running, I go for walking. No, you have to work out or you have to do whatever type of workout you do, like walking or jogging, whatever, until you get a sweat in the forehead, and that is how much is recommended. So more than that, again, there will be more pressure on your heart. There'll be pumping system will be hampered. Even the that will cause so much of imbalance in the body. So you can see so many deaths happening in the gym recently. The Puneet Rajkumar also. So those things. This is the concept of vyayama, that is exercise in Ayurveda. So this is also one concept. So food I have told you, day sleep has to be avoided, and the time between your bedtime and the sleep time should be a minimum 1 to 2 hours. And morning breakfast should be before 8 o'clock. So because the digestion, the pitta or the vata dosha will be in the adequate quantity at that time. So afternoon should be between 12 to 1 or before 12, like around 12 to 1. So evening you can have a snacks or something. So we usually recommend milk also, not coffee, tea. Coffee, tea, if you are addicted, it is fine, but not more than 1 cup in a day. So fruits, yes, after food has to be taken after food. So, and coming to the water intake during the food, usually we recommend the people to take hot water before food. So before having hot water before food will cause a person to maintain the normal weight. In between the food, there'll be a mild increase, and after and the post lunch or food, having the water will increase your weight. So this is one concept. So usually we tell the person to have water before having food, and then have fruits. Then they have to start their diet with the madura rasa, that is the sweets first, and then go to the next rasa or next food items. And yes, these can be adopted every day in a day-to-day life. And for thyroid, and specifically, you can have an coconut oil intake also morning and evening, followed by hot water. It is very good for your overall thyroid as well as your sugar and the energy level also. You get an edible coconut oil. So edible coconut oil or edible mustard oil, these can be taken daily.
Ma'am, intermediate fasting.
We don't have that concept of intermediate fasting. I think that comes in the other system. We
Nowadays,
don't.
it's more attractive for the people.
Actually, I want to tell you about the diet in Ayurveda. Ahara in Ayurveda, it should be a balanced diet. So usually they increase more of protein. Yes, according to disease conditions, it is different. When you have a kidney problem or the liver problem, the protein intake has to be decreased. But as a normal person, healthy person, the balanced, complete diet is very important. Morning, even the milk is very important. Even if you are old person or in the mid age also, milk, a glass of milk is very much important. So it is like we have carbohydrates, vitamins, proteins, everything should be in an adequate quantity. So we don't have an intermittent fasting, know that such concept is there. So in our science, we have an individualized system of diet plan we'll give, and for each disease conditions also our diet plan will be different. So based on that, we usually recommend. So intermittent fasting is not in our science.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
If you want
Pushpalata, ma'am.
weight loss, we will just give you based on the caloric value as well as the on the individual person. And apart from that, we have a therapies like Virechana Karma, I told you, and the powder massage. Those things will bring about an very good treatment, like has in a weight loss conditions. It is very good.
Okay. Yoga is more recommended for Ayurveda, right, ma'am?
Yoga is also a part of our Ayurveda. We have a separate branch in Ayurveda called Swastavrita. So Swastavrita is a preventive medicines where they follow. We have a yoga asanas also for each disease conditions. We recommend yoga. So it is also a part, but not in detail. But we have certain asanas we follow. Surya Namaskara is this I want to definitely mention. 12 Surya Namaskara every day is a very good. Instead of going for a jogging or something, you can follow very moderately follow the Surya Namaskara. 12 only 12 in number. So 12 in number Surya Namaskara. So those things can be adopted in life. So yoga, yes, we have based on the individual disease conditions. We have Pavana Muktasana. We recommend in different conditions. So yoga is also one part in our Ayurveda. That is, I told you about the Swastavrita. It is a preventive medicine. So in that preventive medicines, we have a yoga therapy also.
Pranayama and all, ma'am.
Yes, pranayama is also, it also comes under the yoga therapy itself, the breathing process. So breathing, I told you about the vayu, about the dosha. By the vayu dosha, or the purification of the body to each individual cells, and the balance in the body is all brought about the same. So even the concept is very same. So meditation, yoga, pranayama, everything is a parcel of Ayurveda. That is Vastavritta.
Okay, ma'am. Pushpalata, ma'am.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಹಾ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಡ್ಯಾಂಡ್ರಫ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೊಟ್ಟುತ್ತರ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹೇಗ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನ ಕೆಲವರು ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೆಂಗ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ?
ಡ್ಯಾಂಡ್ರಫ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾತ ದೋಷನ ಇವಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, ವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತ ಕಫ. ಸೊ ವಾತ ದೋಷ ಇಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಡ್ರೈನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಆರ್ ಡ್ರೈನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಹೇರ್. ಸೊ ವಾತ ದೋಷ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದಾಗ ದಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಡ್ರೈ ಫ್ಲೇಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಹಚ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾಟ್ ದ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಒನ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೀ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಚ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದುರ್ದುರಾದಿ ಪತ್ರ ತೈಲ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ dandruff. And we have certain recommendations like ಸಣ್ಣ ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಚ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ there are so many remedies also. I don't want to answer for each ಅಂದ್ರೆ let it be a general one, not individual specific, because I'm not doing a consultation here. So if you have any queries, you can get a number from Dr. Supriya madam and you can contact me for details. Like generally, if you have any questions or queries, you can ask me now.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Any more questions? Chiknar Sipanna. Okay. I think we can end here, ma'am.
Okay. I thank you. I wholeheartedly thank you for Srinath sir and Supriya madam for giving me this opportunity to address you all. I hope everyone has benefited from this lecture. If any queries or any questions, you can contact me. I think the details is with Supriya madam. So anything, you can just give a call or a mail me.
Yes, ma'am. We are very happy with your talk, and we we get so many.
Actually, I just missed it because I had made a lot of pictures and presentations to reach you all with the imagination, but I couldn't do so because of the technical things. So I hope.
It's an extensive talk. Really, we all enjoyed. I was quite listening. Really, very good talk, and many people will benefit you by consulting. I request people to meet Dr. Madam if any issue is there.
I'll be available in Ayurveda Hospital, Dombivli branch. So if anything is there, you can just contact me, or you can come over to the hospital, or even the online also you can do a consultation if you need it.
Thank you, Vimarsha. It's nice talk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
With your tight schedule, you accepted our.
I have so much appointments also.
Yes, ma'am.
And it extended till 4:30.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay.